What's good? Welcome to day 9 of the Empty Vessel Protocol. Yesterday, we flipped the switch. We unplugged you from the doom scrolling and declared that you are no longer a battery to the matrix. You're a creator. But this matrix is quite clever. It has a back door. We have to be careful not to be deceived into thinking that the endless consumption of podcasts, tutorials, courses, esoteric knowledge, and other things that we identify as positive deposits aren't leaving us paralyzed. Today we empty the vessel by attacking information gluttony. We kill off the part of us that's always convinced that we're not ready, we could be better. There's more that we need to obtain before we push the green button, before we go, before we launch. You think you're doing the work because you're studying. You're researching ancient texts. You're breaking down the etymology of words, drawing up 5-year plans, laying out blueprints. You're gathering all the building materials, stacking them up in the yard, and standing back to admire them. But there's no house. The system loves this type of student. It loves the visionary who's too obsessed with being prepared to actually lay a single brick. Sometimes we use learning as a sophisticated form of procrastination. You convince yourself that you just need to read one more book, watch just one more tutorial, or reach just one more level of enlightenment before you can launch your business, before you can start walking in your purpose, before you can turn your visions into reality. A visionary that's moving ignorantly to the power within themselves and the provision that has been put in place by their creator is just a slave to the pictures that they see in their head. Your dream becomes your nightmares because you won't act on them. The perfect time is now because now is the only time that exists. The vision was not given to inspire you. The vision was given for you to execute. And this is the perfect example of how you can do the right thing for the wrong reason and still not get the correct outcome, because you are constantly looking at the inside of you to critique. The truth is unambiguous. It doesn't have multiple interpretations. It is one interpretation, and it's precise and it's clear. But you like to see everything in the gray. You like to see everything as a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Does the act that you're looking at in a non-subjectable way benefit you or not benefit you? Does it benefit the collective or not benefit the collective? Does it serve in the edification of anyone? Does it serve in the act of progressing or elevating anything? At some point, you got to notice that you've been putting plans together your whole life. You put a plan together, you get excited about it, you don't execute on it, and to swerve the disappointment of your lack of execution, you'll weave another plan and start the whole process all over again. Yeah, the last idea was a good one, but it ain't as good as this one. Knowledge without execution is just another form of entertainment. True alchemy, real, undeniable mastery is the process of taking immaterial thoughts and violently bringing them into the 3D realm. You cannot, I repeat, you cannot build a legacy entirely in your head. That is what we call fantasy. At some point, the blueprint that you swear is so amazing has to become concrete. The all-seeing eye does not wait for the perfect conditions. It moves, it tests, it fails in the physical arena, gathers the real world data, and it iterates. Stop hoarding wisdom. Start spinning it. You already know enough to take the first step. You've always known enough. But because you've lacked information about yourself, because you've lacked the awareness of the greatness within you, because you haven't grown in the sense of knowing that there is a energy, an essence in you that knows all things and wants to lead you to success. You've been trying to figure out what it is that you need to add in order to make this journey easier, in order to make it less of a gamble, in order to make it more of a surety that you arrive at your destination. Because you do not know that it's not your responsibility to control the arrival of the destination. It's your job to pursue it. It's your job to see it, pursue it, and allow for it to come to you. The ultimate lie of a visionary is I'm not ready yet. How is it that it's you that has the inadequacy, and it's also you that determines that there's an inadequacy, and it's also you that determines how that inadequacy will be filled? Understand, we're looking at an eloquent form of self-sabotage. If you're going to carry the big dream, you got to first know that you got huge hands. Hey, hit like, hit subscribe, lock in, see you for day 10.